Alright guys, what's going on? So I got a little time to kill. Um, need to do some panel washing on a kit. So I'm working on the Hazel custom. Uh, this guy, if anybody's ever seen it. Specifically I'm working on the white parts. Um, so yeah, for me, I know most people like to use black. I prefer gray on white. I think black's a little intensive. So I prefer like a medium to dark gray, depending on the color. So this is Model Masters enamel medium gray. This is what I'm using here. And where did I set my stir stick? God damn. Alright, one sec. I can't find it, so we're just gonna use toothpicks. It's not a big deal. So for anyone unfamiliar with panel washing, basically the idea is that all the crevices in a piece, you're trying to highlight them. So you can use really thin paint to go in those cracks and darken them up a bit. So I don't know how else is going to show up. Oh, oh. You can kind of see the crevices. They're not really detailed. So we're just going in and darkening them up a little bit. And I'm getting paint over everything. Okay. So basically, you saw I took a little bit of the gray, and then I'm going to add some enamel thinner, and we're going to make it pretty runny. So depending on the consistency of your paint, it can be like a 50-50. It's usually more than that. It's usually much more thinner than paint. Like I said, it depends on what you've got going on. You know, people like to make these hard and fast rules about things, but paint over the life of the bottle changes, so these hard and fast rules don't really fit all the time. So I don't know if you can see, but it's fairly runny. The simple test is just to take your brush and run it along the side, and if it drips down, you're probably good to go. If it's too thin, right, you can always add more paint. If it's not thick enough, you know, you gotta work on it. I don't want to start with that piece. Right, so this is the back cover to the hand. So it's got some nice easy grooves to test on. And all you do is get a little paint on your brush and then dab it in. And because it's so thin, it will run along the crevice. And it will darken that up for you. Don't be concerned if you misstep a little bit, as long as you have like a lacquer base covering your paint, you'll be able to wipe off any excess. So in doing this, I'm feeling like I thinned it a little too much. I'm just going to take a little more paint. Oh, that was probably a lot more paint than I wanted. So the cool thing about enamel and like the different types of paint is that um, right, enamel thinner takes a while to eat away at lacquer paint. Um, so I'm going to get rid of one of these lines here because I don't really feel it's dark enough. So that means you can go over lacquer paint with enamel paint, and it's okay to run thinner over it as well. I mean, obviously, the more you do it, the more you run into possible issues. Okay, now we're like way too thick. So anyway, that's why enamel paint is so good for washes. This piece is kind of a disaster, but I'm almost where I want to be, so I will take that. That makes me happy. Okay, so once you do your wash, just set the piece aside, let it dry a little bit. I mean, you can go like a day if you want. You probably go longer than that, since enamels take so long to cure. But you know, you want it to dry enough so that some of the paint is kind of in there. So I don't know if you guys. I just assume you can't see. I have this. I'm trying to get in camera. I have this big old tray of parts, so I'm gonna wash all of them, and then we'll do the cleanup. And yeah. Yeah, it's really just not gonna stick in this middle. Okay. So as you do this, you'll sort of learn what works and what doesn't work. And each kit's kind of different, depending on how much the grooves are there, and you know, you're sanding earlier and all that fun stuff. So yeah, it's a bit of a slow, tedious process, but it really gives that little extra detail when your kit's done. So I recommend it. I don't know if the kids still do it. They used to do it. No Gundam kits that they would show you the difference between panel lining and not panel lining. And I don't know. To me, it's kind of remarkable the difference. Like looking at two different things, you know. Yeah. So let's try to show this. So, oh, yeah, blurry. I wish it would focus. Anyway, there's a raised edge there that I washed, and then you're really not even going to see it here. But that's kind of the point. Um, I know that's partially a camera issue, but the point is accenting edges really elevates the look of the kit. So yeah, I've probably got 50 parts to do. So it's gonna hang out, do these parts. Ah, shit. I broke my skewer. Come on, damn it. Yeah, so a lot of my kits I use blue tack to stick them on there for when I'm airbrushing. So that's what that was. Trying to get all that off there. Hmm. I lose my color a little bit, which is weird. I have that all sorted out. Whatever. You do have to keep mixing. The paint tends to separate. I don't know why. It doesn't really make sense. Okay, this guy I don't think I can lay flat, so we're gonna keep him on the skewer. That looks pretty straightforward. Let's put this guy over here. Okay, love it. This piece doesn't need anything. So I wish some of this was showing up better on camera. I don't really know how to fix that. It might just be a limitation of the camera. I need to put these somewhere else. All right. So I'm not even sure if this piece is worth doing. Maybe you can see because I did this edge. No. Closer? No, that just makes it more out of focus. Anyway, it just has like an edge along the side, and I think when the two pieces fit together, that this edge is going to go away. But, I don't know. Better safe than sorry, I guess. I'll just go ahead and do that. Okay, this appears to be one of the thigh pieces. Nothing here. Fantastic. There is stuff you can do like on the inside, but I don't really care about that. I'm not. I know some people are really into doing like the inner armor or the like frame and the inside of the armor and all that stuff, but I'm not that guy. I mean, their stuff does look pretty cool when it's done, but I don't know. You have to keep like taking apart the armor, all kinds of stuff, you know, to like show it off. And I'm just not that into it. You know, I've only got so much time to do this. So I put my effort into the parts that you can see versus the parts you can't see. I almost guarantee this part's covered up, but whatever. super tedious process. But what in this hobby isn't? You know, so many parts of this hobby that take forever. You know, painting takes a while, cleaning up a kit takes a while, panel washes, um, decals. Oh my god, decals can take forever. You know, the only like quick parts are the building it. It's like the easy part. Alright, hitting a bunch of pieces that don't have anything. You know, I think this flap I'm gonna do, because it's a flap, you can kind of, I mean, I don't think you'll be able to see it, but come on. Alright, making progress. Yeah, I don't know how much of this is showing up. It's kind of a bummer. I may need a better camera if I'm going to keep doing this. But yeah, this is about half the white pieces. The other half I've already done. So I know I tried to show you the foam board, didn't really fit on screen. But I had two of them full of parts. So like the shield, the head, those kind of things on the first tray. This appears to be like mostly legs and arms, shoulders. So hopefully when I'm done with these parts, gotta let it dry. I don't know. I'll probably do a day or so. Then I'll probably start slapping some things together because I get bored when it's nothing but this. The armor I have done, the frame I have done. I still have to work on some of the colored pieces. And by some of the colored pieces, I mean all of the colored pieces. I really only have these two colors taken care of. But these two colors are large portion of the kit, so getting them done means I've got a lot of the kit done. Yeah, maybe that wasn't too bad. So there's these little like raised notches that I'm trying to go around. It's not going well. They're kind of like, the paint's not really sticking where I want it to go. But this is the piece I showed in the beginning. And you can see how much more the edges now stand out, even though it's blurry as hell. You know, focused a little bit there. So, where's the other one? Oh, yeah, this is like an equivalent version. Right. So this one's the one that I panel lined, and this one on the skewer still I haven't. So you can see the difference, even though it's blurry. That's why you do it. Just make things pop a little bit. Oh, I'm realizing I just took this off stream. Crap. Sorry, guys. Sometimes these pieces, you gotta get them laying in the right angle to see what you're doing. Yeah, these parts are gonna need some serious cleanup. Which is fine. It's just a bit of a hassle, you know. You prefer to be accurate all the time so that you don't have to do any cleanup, but it doesn't really work that way. Alright, so this is part of the head. This is the, I don't know, crown. Alright, probably halfway through the wash part. Well, that didn't work. Not ideal on those, but what are you gonna do? Sometimes rivets are a little hard to like, you know, elevated rivets, I guess I should say. They're a little hard to sometimes get it to just go around the part and not bleed out everywhere. I need to start moving faster. I'm not gonna get done in time. Progress, progress, progress. I have to keep reminding myself that there's an end in sight at some point. I do find this to be very tedious. I don't particularly enjoy it. But I think it makes the kits look so much better. So I tolerate this activity. Somehow, just like paint and panel line at the same time. Would totally do that. Sometimes I wonder why I even do this hobby, because I get so burnt out during one kit doing something, whether it's painting or adding decals or panel lining or sanding, whatever it is. So like I've always got 3 or 4 kits going at once, and they're all in different stages, so that when I get burnt out doing something, I can just start doing a different thing. You know what I mean? So like I have a double Zeta going right now, and I think probably the next time I stream doing this kind of stuff, it'll probably be working on that. He's in the initial build phase, and I'm almost done. I just need to do a couple of mods, really. The gun, there's like this gap in there that I want to fill and make it look like it's a doorway that can open, because the piece goes on the back, or can go on the back. Like that's where it goes if the beam rifles are separated, but if they're together on one thing, this piece comes off. So I just want to make it look like it has flaps so that it opens up and closes. And obviously it'll be closed when the 2 parts are together, but I want to make it look like, that's an option, even though it won't be. And then the elbow joints, like where the fins are on the elbow, for whatever reason, that joint they use as a polycap, and it has a mold line around the middle. And because it's a polycap, like sanding it's not really an option. I mean, you can do things with an X-Acto knife, but it kind of looks like shit, and I know because I tried. So I'm going to probably just try to put a design over it. And make that the piece. So, like I said, the next stream will probably be that, because when I work on this guy, it'll be painting. I don't really have a setup for a stream while I'm painting. So I don't think I'll ever be doing like an airbrush stream. I mean, maybe one day, but not really planning on it. So yeah, and then I've got the kind of master grade Destiny that I'll be working on. Well, not a master grade. What's the DM one called? Is that even who makes it? I think that's who makes it. Anyway, we're working on that. I mean, it's 1/100th. I guess you can call it a master grade, but so this will be in the detailing phase. The double A will be in the painting phase shortly, and then I'll have the Destiny to work on as far as the build goes. I've also got a 144 Kira Zulu that I'm working on. That is definitely in the detailing phase. That's in like the, I don't normally do this, but I was doing battle damage on it. That is a very, very tedious process. I think it looks cool. I don't know how many more kits I'll do that on. You know, I really do like the way that it looks, but I don't know. It's a lot of work. So don't ever jump into weathering and battle damage and just be like, oh yeah, this will be super easy. It's a pain. You got to do like 5 washes, and you know the washes will vary per color because you know things just look different. It's a lot of work, but if you do it and you put the effort in, you'll get a quality product out. So I don't want to discourage anybody from doing it. It's more of a heads up. All right. Yeah, so I don't really have a good piece to show this on because, like I said, I can't get my camera to focus. But yeah, this guy, I don't know if you can see on the top, but like right here, there's like a little, right here on the top, there's like a little part sticking out. So like when you touch the brush, right, the brush isn't like stiff, right? So isn't stiff, right? So it bends. So if you push too hard in a panel line, you'll get like bleed over onto the piece. And so essentially that's what I'm cleaning up now. As I mentioned, if you have a lacquer top coat on your paint, you can go over it with enamel thinner, right, to remove the enamel paint that you just used for the wash. But you don't want to press very hard, and you want to get it done as quickly as possible. As far as like rubbing thinner on, if you rub too hard and too much, you will start to remove the lacquer paint, and you're gonna be sad because you'll have to like repaint the piece. There's just not like a way around it. So yeah, basically anywhere the paint spilled over, I'm just going around and cleaning out. For the most part, the edges, like the panel lines, the grooves, the Q-tip is not thin enough to get down in there. So you can just kind of go over it and it's fine. The raised edges require a little more work. So like if you have a rivet or something, they're going to require a little more work to go over. Because you're like going around and stuff like that. The other thing is you don't want to go, you don't, right? So uh, this has a panel line, right? That's kind of say vertical right now. You don't want to do this because that'll help get into the grooves. You want to do horizontal so that you like keep going over the grooves. So I kind of messed this piece up a little bit. I got a little bit in the groove. I think these grooves aren't that deep, and that's the problem. But we're just going to go ahead and do this once more. Yeah, this is not really doing what I want. Jesus. You probably don't want to do a panel line more than twice. Because like I said, you're going to get into the issue where the thinner has eaten through. The other thing I would say is expect to use several Q-tips. You can get through a few pieces on a single Q-tip, but after that, it starts to wear out. It's full of paint. Then you just start smearing paint, which obviously you don't want. So yeah, expect maybe 3 to 5 pieces, I would say, depending on the piece size, obviously, but these sort of average size ones that I'm working with now, you're probably looking at 3 to 5 per end. All right, so that was about 3 in this end. This end, right? You see how fuzzy it is, and this is what it looks like normally. So it's a little more stiffer. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. So just gonna clean up all these parts. Some of them I did a better job on than others, so there will be very, very quick cleanup. Others, like that hand piece, just, I don't know. I think it's just not going to look right. Sometimes your panel line gets filled up with paint and it's just not as deep as you thought it was. And yeah, it just doesn't turn out right. I don't know. You have 2 options at that point, right? You can make the most of it and try to get it to look right, or at least close enough that you're satisfied. And option 2 is to just scribe the piece, repaint it. Obviously, I think you're going to get a better result with the second one, but I'm not like a repaint kind of guy. I don't have that kind of time on my hands. This is for me, this is a hobby. So I do it for fun. I do it when I can do it. Obviously, if you're more of a professional or you're getting paid to do this, that kind of situation, you're doing it for a competition, you should probably repaint. They got a little stiff, being all hunched over. All right. Keep going. All right, making progress. Got to keep reassuring myself that this is going somewhere. All right, these rivets are looking better than I thought they would. I was pretty worried that it was just garbage. And that in cleaning up, I was just going to get rid of all the detailing. And I got rid of some, but like I said, the bar I had for them was pretty low once I'd started doing this. All right. So, anyone checking out the stream that's never seen my channel before, you can go to my YouTube channel. I know that link sucks, but yeah, I mostly play Marvel Future Fight. Pretty cool game. I used to have another channel that I did Gunpla on, so I think I'm just going to merge the two and ditch the Gunpla one. So I'll put my videos of completed builds and whatnot on there at some point here. And I want to get back into doing this some more. Despite how much I complain about it while I'm doing it, I do enjoy this hobby. seeing a finished result is kind of a cool feeling. Just to see all that labor and effort result into something that looks good. And you'll be surprised how many people over time will walk in and see your kit on a shelf and be like, you know, either what is that, or be like, they know what a Gundam is, and like, oh, that's cool. You know, I don't know. For me, that makes me feel good. So even though I guess it's a rare feeling, when it does happen, it's cool. Yeah, man, so excited to snap some of these pieces together finally. I would say that's my favorite part of the build is snapping it together. Not like when you're building, like doing an initial build, and seeing how the pieces fit and all that. I mean, that's okay. I don't like sanding, but when you have the near finished piece and you're putting it together and you can see how this thing's finally turned out. I don't know. It's cool. Well, I guess I wasn't paying attention there. I probably was all off screen. Oh, almost done. Getting there. Down to single digits on pieces. Nearing the end, nearing the end. Oh. All I've got to do is finish these pieces and then work on a bunch of other pieces. But it's okay. It'll be nice to have the white pieces basically done. I mean, obviously they need decals and stuff, but they'll be done, painted. That'll be a good feeling. Okay, I have the face. Especially since I have the frame done, I'll be able to snap together some pieces and sort of take my mind away from the detailing aspect. Two more. All right, last one. Gonna survive this process. Boom, done. All right, so that was paint aligning the white parts. I guess I have a minute or two. Show you guys where I'm at. Like I said, right, so this is the guy that I'm building, in case anyone's not familiar with it. But one thing for me, I don't like my kit to look like everybody else's, so I tend to paint them differently. And this one specifically, I'm going for a Strike Rouge feel. Unfortunately, I call these the white pieces. They're actually painted pink, but like the paint was pink, but apparently it wasn't pink enough because they look white. But you know, like this is the waist, or at least the back of it. I hadn't gotten to the front yet. Obviously, I did some of those today. This is the chest, right? The main body. Not much to it yet. Like I said, I've only done the white and the frame parts. And I guess some of the I don't know, metallics. Right, so this is the gun. Instead of the green lens, I went blue. I think blue looks better with the striker's color scheme than green. Yeah, so I'm looking for anything interesting. Unfortunately, I don't have anything too interesting yet. So what I mean, like metallics, like this is the foot, and these are the pistons or whatever that go with the feet. So these are metallic red, you know, with the black feet. Yeah, so that's about where I am. I have the remaining parts ready to be painted. I don't know when I'll actually get around to doing that, but yeah, and then see if this works. I don't know if you can see them there on the desk, but there's the double Zeta. I have the XS sitting there too. And then these are my display cases. Yeah, so I think that's going to be it for me today. That's all I really had planned to do. I actually have stuff going on here shortly. But like I said, I want to start streaming at least probably once a week. A couple of stuff. Like I said, you can check out the YouTube channel. There's not a whole lot of Gundam stuff on there yet, but I want to get some videos transferred over, some final kits, some of the stuff you saw in the display cases. Get those put over there, and yeah, I think that'll be it for me, and see you guys later. Have a good day.